What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday. If you are new here, my name is Brandon and the channel is 540 Flips. I like to go around and treasure hunt yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, Goodwill bins, online auctions, all sorts of things to try to find some really cool items to list on eBay and sell for profit. I do this full time. It does pay my bills, and I enjoy sharing my adventures with you guys. So before we get into it, if you don't mind, if you haven't already, hit that little red subscribe button. Would really appreciate it. Also, be sure to turn that bell on so you know when I am dropping the videos. And also, if you don't mind, hit that little thumbs up button and comment. Leave me a comment down below. But anyway, today I wanted to kind of just talk a little bit before we get into some sales. This is something that's been on my mind. Feedback. How do you guys, if you are a buyer, is feedback important to you? Now, I ask that from the seller perspective because I am finding that, I don't know, maybe 20%, 25% at best, buyers are leaving me feedback, and that really sucks because as a seller, you know, and I get not everybody's going to leave feedback, but as a seller, you want to do the best you possibly can. I put a lot of pride in most of all of the feedbacks I get. It's shown, you know, the people will talk about how I package the items, how quickly I ship the items, the description, you know, all of that stuff. And I take pride in that. I really want to make sure that when I'm listing an item, I am, you know, giving an honest opinion. If there is a defect or something, a flaw, make a note of it. Show the picture of it, you know, that sort of thing. I also, you know, especially on clothing, I do put a little statement in there sometimes that, hey, the item is used. I do my best to try to show everything, but there may be an occasion where something is missed, just to be honest, because, you know, I am human, and listing tons and tons and tons of stuff, you might miss something, or in the light it might look a bit different, you know, in one person's light versus another, or a different angle, or what have you. So, but I do try my best to be as honest as possible, and not even just clothing, but like any item. Be honest, describe it. I take tons of pictures, you know. I think most items, well, outside of like hats and stuff, but most items we do. Many times we fill up like all of the 24 pictures allowed. I would say on average we put at least 12 to 16, sometimes more. But to do all of that and to, you know, to try to give your buyer confidence and the best experience possible, it kind of sucks when you don't get that feedback. And I was just curious, you know, does it affect others, like when you're buying something? Because I'll be honest, I don't buy a lot outside of like sports cards on eBay. Occasionally I'll buy something else, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really look at the feedback much. If it's a high priced item, I might, and just to like see, okay, you know, is this a reputable seller? How long, you know, how much do they sell? How long have they been selling? But I'm going to be honest, many times I don't. I'm guilty of that. I don't really look at the feedback. So I was just curious for others. You know, I know a lot of times people say folks don't even read the descriptions, that it's kind of useless even putting it in there. They'll read a title, they'll look at some pictures and, you know, decide whether or not they want to buy it. And, you know, I get that. But at the same time, I know everybody is different, because you also get the buyers that you could do everything possible and they still have, you know, a bunch of questions, because whether they don't, you know, trust buying online, or they're new to buying online, or, maybe they're unfamiliar with the product or whatever. So I just feel like having that feedback there, and especially as a seller, when you're putting in the time and the effort to try to do the best possible you can, it feels good seeing that your customer was happy. I actually love getting on and read my comments, so or the feedback. Same with the videos and the comments, yeah. But anyway, I just thought I would ask that. As a buyer or a seller, do you even worry about the feedback on both sides of it? As a seller, do you worry about if somebody leaves it? And as a buyer, do you go on and read the feedback and see what people say about it? I think, to be honest with you, I think one downfall to feedback today is a lot of people have what I would call false feedback, and it's come from, and hopefully eBay's changes, help this out. But when there was so many people not paying for items, they would send offers or bid on items and not pay. A lot of people were leaving positive feedback to put, seller beware, non-buyer, non-payer buyer or whatever. But that, again, is kind of, it kind of looks like the buyer is better than they are because they have built that positive feedback. And I think that too is proof that in many cases people don't look at the feedback, because somebody could get away with and kind of build their feedback up on not paying for items, and they're getting left positive feedback. So that was just another thing I thought about it. I personally, if I sell items every day when I do my orders, I go through and all of the orders I print the labels for, I go on and select them all, and I leave my feedback then. That way my buyers have their positive feedback. They see that I appreciate them purchasing from me, and just be nice if the same was returned. But anyway, enough chit chat. Let's get into the sales. eBay, like, people were up early this morning. I don't know if they were buying before they went to work or what, but I topped, I think, $351 in sales before like 9:30 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what time it was, but man, earlier today it was on point. I did get up early. I was up, motivated, started listing, and so I don't know, maybe that helped a little bit, but not complaining at all. So we're gonna start it off here. This is a die cast. It is it's a 1/24 scale, and you can see it right there, 1/24 scale dually. It's a Chevy dually. It is a bank, as you see on the sticker there, but it's the Wheaties Dale Earnhardt. This sold for $39.99 plus shipping. So it's been a bit since I had sold a die cast, so good to see one of those going out. I don't have a ton more to sell, but it's nice when they do sell, because these are all 100% pure profit. Next up is a 1997 Skybox EX2000 Credentials. If you're not familiar with sports cards, the Credentials, they are numbered there to $299. There was these sets were really collected, and this was one of the best periods, in my opinion, of sports cards, was the late 90s, when they started making the real old, or the real hard to hit inserts. They just had cool technology. You can see there, that card is like see-through. It looks like the clouds. They just put a lot of innovation and technology, and I think the later, mid to late 90s, early 2000s was like the best period for sports cards. But anyway, Mark Grace Credentials in a SGC 9 that did $69.99 plus shipping. Real quick on that, mentioning SGC, I reached out to Chris, Old School Picker. I had seen he sold a sports card. It was, I believe, a Steve Young, I think is what it was. Steve Young, it was a 49er. I can't remember exactly the player, but he said SGC, not really a good grading, or not one of the good grading, or something like that. I can't remember how he put it, but I had to give him heck for it and correct him, because if you don't do sports cards all the time, if you're not into grading, Obviously, the popular name is PSA, and then many people know Beckett, or otherwise known as BGS. And the truth is, back in like 2017-ish and prior, Beckett slash BGS, they were the top grading company. Everybody knew Beckett because of the magazines. For modern cards, they were the premium value. Everybody loved the slab, all of it. They were the top company. And then around 2018, PSA got popular because they had a very economical grading bulk price point. They also have a 10-point scale, whereas Beckett, most of their gem mint grade is a 9.5. And so PSA kind of overtook Beckett. Well, starting in around 2020, which coincidentally I started using SGC around 2020, the pandemic hit, the boom of sports cards hit, SGC stayed open during the pandemic. PSA, Beckett had to shut down. I have a sports card channel on YouTube as well that grew rapidly. I was just sending in my own cards. I had people reaching out asking me to do bulk submissions, and so I became a bulk submitter for them. Going on almost 4 years now. Me and my wife have been doing these, and we have been a part of the rapid growth of SGC. They are now number 2 in terms of volume, and in most cases, number 2 in terms of resale value. So PSA is still the top dog, but SGC, where they used to be the small company that people only knew for vintage cards, they have rapidly grown, and they're definitely number 2 in volume and number 2 in resale value now. In most cases, Beckett still may sell for more in some cases than SGC, but in most cases, SGC will be, it'll be PSA, SGC, and then, Beckett, CGC. So just wanted to throw that out there and give Chris a little shout out if he watches this, because I did message him and inform him a little bit of the grading. Also, shout out to Kerry, American Arbitrage. I seen he used SGC and got a couple cards graded. I reached out to him because he had a question about the autograph grading, and kind of explained why he didn't get the autograph grade on one card, but he did on the other. And then also I let him know that if he wanted to grade more in the future, to let me know, because I can do grading cheaper than what it costs to send in. It's not a huge difference. The biggest difference though is my shipping would be cheaper. If you send in to the companies, they have like a flat, more of a retail rate, whereas I can get it as, a discounted rate for shipping. So anyway, let's get back to some sales. Let's see here. We got this big guy back here. This is a Department 56 animated ski slope there. Village animated ski slope. Pretty big item, but it's cool. These guys like ski around and stuff. That did $109.99 plus shipping. I should have a box for that. So, and it has like the padding and stuff in here, so it shouldn't be too tough to ship it. Next up, man, these things sold quick. These are called Matchbox Across America 50th Birthday Series. They're little mini license plates. We had 40 of the state tags and listed them up for $20 plus shipping, and they sold really quick. So pretty cool there. $19.99 plus shipping on those. These here, Nike Air Force One 07 red, white, and blues. They are size 9. They do not have shoelaces. They're not the greatest condition. It looks like somebody took the shoelaces out, threw them in the washer or something. These I bought a long time ago, like when I first started. So they've been in the store for, I don't know, probably 6 months, maybe even longer. I don't know how long they've been in there. But I had them listed up for $39.99, our best offer. My price might have been way off, but I got an offer for $25. So I took it, get them out of the store, $25 plus shipping on those. I think I might have paid, I don't know, $5 for them. So not bad. And then last up, this is another item. I put it live from the draft bank and it sold really quick. I told my wife we might lose a little bit of money, but we'll see. It's a Brother P-Touch PTD200 label maker. We didn't pay anything for this really. We got it at that yard sale where I got all of those digital cameras for $1 a piece. I got a Sega Game Gear for $3. We got a Sensi Pop for 50 cents. This was another item we bought. I gave the guy like 20 bucks for everything we got. This sold for $14.99 plus shipping. We only put $6.99 shipping on it. It is going to Hawaii, so my guess is it's going to cost more than $6.99, but we will see. Doesn't matter either way. Like I said, we're into that for nothing because I've made so much on those digital cameras already. So, but anyway, it was a good morning. I'm gonna get this stuff packed up. I think this puts at probably almost 30 packages I got to take over to the post office. Probably 25 to 30 packages. So good weekend / Monday morning of sales, and I love seeing it. It makes it a lot of fun. It's cool to see like little things like these, you know, because like this is something that you literally, you know, you could find out in a toy bin or something, probably for 50 cents to $1. You lot it up and it's 20 bucks, you know. So really cool to see. It's a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys have had a great Monday. I hope you had an awesome weekend. October is here. Fourth quarter is here. Let's all kick some butt. And I will catch you guys in the next one.